Welcome. Would you like to introduce your name, course, year, and university?
Hello, my name is Daryl Williams. I go to Bournemouth University and I study business studies with finance, and I'm 21 years old.
Can you tell us your hometown?
I'm from London.
Okay. Could you answer the course you're currently studying at university?
Business studies with finance with an industrial placement year.
Why did you choose your course?
I picked my course because I knew I wanted to go into finance, but I didn't want to pick a strictly finance option or a strictly finance degree because I didn't want to limit myself too early. And I felt like the business aspect or mixing the business with the finance allowed me to learn more about the general aspects of business, such as marketing or law or leadership and all those sort of different things that come together to make up a business. And I really wanted to get that knowledge and experience through my degree.
You're now how many years into your course?
So I am 3 years into my course. I'm on my third year on a placement year.
What have you thought about your course so far?
I've enjoyed it. I think I've really enjoyed like learning, like I said, the different aspects of it. It is what I thought it would be. I think I would have preferred it. Maybe I probably should have picked something a little bit more finance focused, even though the course I have picked has allowed me to see all those different ranges and different aspects of a business. I think I might have preferred picking something a little bit more finance and numerical, as that is what I want to go into. But overall, I think it's great. And I think the people on my course have really made the experience.
Okay. Did you come from a sixth form or college background?
I came from a sixth form.
What subjects did you study in sixth form?
I studied business, maths, and psychology.
Did any of these subjects help you with your course?
I think all of them in a way. I think obviously business and maths, they kind of are big players in finance. And with psychology, we learn a lot about research methods, which also comes up in the course. So there's bits that you can take from each of my subjects.
What do you think the best A-level/subjects are for your course?
I would say business, maths, and economics. I think those are probably some of the best.
You talked about being in your third year on your placement year. Could you tell us where your placement year is and what it entails?
So my placement year is at an email human layer security company called Egress Software Technology, and I am a finance placement. So that means that I would be involved in all different range of jobs within the finance department, which range from accounts receivable. So that is, getting money in from customers, processing those sort of credit controls, making sure that people are paying their invoices on time, to the opposite side of that, which is accounts payable, which is making sure that we pay our invoices on time if we have to pay suppliers. Also processing orders, because that's a major thing in our company and how they generate revenue. So yeah, all those different aspects kind of come together.
What advice would you give to students about to go on their placement year?
I would say definitely ask a lot of questions. I think that's something that you will learn regardless throughout the year, but it's best to start early. Just ask a lot of questions, because whether or not you know something, just ask the question, get confirmation, make sure that you really understand it, because it will help you become a better employee later on in the future, like if you were to go back for a graduate role or otherwise.
And what advice would you give to students wanting to take a placement year?
I would say definitely do it. I think it's the working world is so competitive. I mean, regardless of what field you go into, I know my field, business and the finance field, is really competitive. But I would definitely advise, do your research. If your university offers the placement year, definitely take it, because it can give you like so much experience. You
go to which university?
Bournemouth University.
If we talk about the best and worst things about studying at Bournemouth University, starting off with the worst.
The worst thing about Bournemouth University, I think, to start with, I feel like in first year, one of the worst things was like I wasn't with my friends necessarily, or friends that I'd got from sixth form, because I think I was the only person from my sixth form that I knew that went there. So it was kind of nerve-wracking to go there and to settle in. And also I think just being away from home, but I just think that's normal for universities. But I think some of the best things is the link that it has, the subject or the teaching that has between the real world and theory. A lot of our tutors are people who have worked within the field that they are talking about. So you have actual accountants teaching accounting, you have actual project managers teaching project management. And I think they're able to teach through their experience and show you how the theory actually applies to the real world. So I think that's really good.
Okay. If we now go into the accommodation, where did you live in your first year?
First year I lived in halls.
Which halls?
Chesil. So yeah.
Can you say that again, sorry?
Chesil House.
Chesil. So you did it. So is that a student accommodation or a house?
So that's student accommodation. That's student halls.
Can you tell us what it was like to live at Chesil House?
It was right, to be fair. I really like my flatmates. I feel like with it being first year and kind of you hear the horror stories of halls and like how people are super, super messy and how flatmates are just so inconsiderate. But I got quite lucky. I really did like my housemates. So yeah, I think I had quite a positive experience.
If we put Chesil on a scale of party to study, where would you place it?
I feel like it was definitely more study. I don't think I've ever met someone who's actually picked Chesil by choice. I feel like it's kind of everyone's backup, which to be fair, it's all right. It was one of those things where it's like, you kind of went in there thinking about the worst and it ended up being quite an all right accommodation. But yeah.
Okay. If we, in your second year?
In second year, I was in a house.
And what was it like going from Chesil House to a house?
I think it was all right. I feel like I was with the same people. So I lived with my flatmates from first year. And I think being in a house was nice. I was closer to university for one. So it meant that I didn't have to wake up as early.
Can you announce what area this house was in?
So I was in Winton. So for those who don't know, Bournemouth University is located in Winton.
Is there a reason you chose Winton?
Because it was closer to uni.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was close to uni. It was like walking distance from university, so we didn't have to get the bus or wait for buses. So yeah.
So obviously now your placement year, you're staying in a house or accommodation?
Yeah. I'm staying at home, so like at my family home.
Okay. If we now go into the Bournemouth area, can you tell us about the Bournemouth nightlife?
Oof. Bournemouth nightlife, I think it's all right. To be fair, I'm quite a homebody. But yeah, I know there's always something to do. Like we said, there's Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, Monday to Sunday, to be fair. There's always something, some event, some night event that's happening at Bournemouth. So it's definitely something that is, say, quite active. It's definitely towards town. It gets very active.
And can you tell us about the shops in Bournemouth? So like everyday shopping for like everyday essentials that you need. Is it more traditional shops or is it more local shops? Oh, traditional shops or more chain shops?
I think it's a lot of chains. I know towards town you've got a lot of like Asda, and then you've got a lot of, I know they've got like normal clothes shops, Primarks, Topmans, all this sort of stuff. I'm not sure what will survive after COVID, but I guess we'll see.
And if we go into like your restaurants, is it more traditional restaurants or local chain restaurants?
I think it's a mixture of both. I've seen a few there that I've like not seen anywhere else, but look quite good. And then you have your obvious ones like your Five Guys, Nando's, your like the obvious Mexican ones. So yeah, It's a nice mix of both.
Is there anything else you think a student needs to know about living and being in the Bournemouth area?
You've probably, if you're going to Bournemouth or if you've heard about Bournemouth, you probably have heard about the beach, which is good. I mean, yeah, it's a nice beach, especially if you are like me, coming from the city. I think going to Bournemouth is a nice change of pace because you can kind of slow down for a while you're there, and it's a good experience. So yeah, I enjoy it.
Okay. You have previous experience as a power leader.
Yeah.
Could you tell us what a power leader is, what you do, and what it's like being a power leader?
So a power leader is, or the PAL scheme is a peer assisted learning scheme, which is run by, I think, numerous universities all across the country. And what it is second year students, or I think second year and above, running sessions for lower students, so first year students for freshers, and just sessions on numerous different topics. This could be about revision, it could be about referencing, it could be about housing. But I think the good thing is that it tends to be people from the same subject. So if I learned something last year, I'll be teaching students that are going through that subject now. So I think it was a really good experience, because you're able to kind of revise what you've gone over in first year and kind of give people advice that you wish you knew back in first year. So yeah.
Okay. What advice would you give to students about to study at university? General advice.
General advice. Definitely, regardless of whether it counts to your degree, try your best in first year. I think first year was really when students establish patterns. So if first year you're kind of one of those people who doesn't go to lectures or sleeps in, it was most likely going to continue on throughout your degree. So I think if you want to set patterns, it's best to just start it from as soon as you go to first year. But also get the most out of it. Make friends, join societies. I think especially first year is when you have your most amount of time and basically your least amount of pressure. So just, I mean, it's still very hard, but just, yeah, go and make the most out of it, really.
What advice would you give to students about to study at Bournemouth University?
Bournemouth University. Oh, I would say, like I said, enjoy it. I know from Bournemouth University, from my experience, I would definitely say, don't try to do any big shops on the day you move in, because as there's undoubtedly going to be packed. So yeah, I would say probably wait a week or a couple of days before you try to do your big shop. And yeah, try to get down to the beach as soon as possible. And you can decide whether you like it for yourself.
And what advice would you give to students about to study your course at university?
So my course, I think, it's actually changed within the past couple of years. But I think regardless, I would definitely say throw yourself into it. Also pay attention in first year, because I'm guessing, like many degrees, it kind of sets the foundation for the whole degree. So kind of put your foot in the door, try and get as much as you can done, but also enjoy it.
You chose going to university over an apprenticeship / going right into work. What path do you to make this choice?
Probably school, to be fair. In secondary school, although we were kind of given the option or given the idea of apprenticeships and all the other different options, there was a strong focus on getting students into university, which was a good choice, or was relatively good. I mean, I enjoy university, but I think had I thought about it a bit more, I don't know, I might have gone and done like an apprentice degree or just an apprenticeship. But I feel like having a degree that has a placement linked to it kind of ease that option of, okay, I'm at least going to walk out of university with some experience.
Okay. At this point, I let students have what I like to call a free-for-all. You can say what you want about what you'd like. You can say something smart. You can say something dumb. Literally, the floor is yours.
Oof. I would definitely say keep your head up. Good luck to everyone that is going to university or in university. Yeah, if you're thinking about going to university, then you're not sure if it's worth it, I would definitely say do your research. There's so many more options out there. Like we said, apprenticeships, internships. So just make sure that you've done your full research. And to everyone that is leaving university, regardless of what grade you get, well done for kind of finishing up, and good luck in the working world.
Okay.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'm plugged in.
Amazing. Thank you.